Hello everyone. In this session we are going to discuss about the chapter Invertebrate from grade 10 science from biology section. In this chapter Invertebrate we will discuss about the life cycle of silkworm and honeybee. After studying this chapter we will be able to explain the external structure of silk moth and honeybee. Similarly, we will be able to describe the life cycle of silkworm and honeybee. And finally, we can write the uses of silkworm and honeybee. First of all, let us start about the silkworm. If we classify the insect silkworm, since it is an insect, it falls under the phylum Arthropoda. If we see its classification, its kingdom is animal, subkingdom Invertebrata, phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, and its common name is silkworm or silkworm. We can call it as silkworm or silk moth. Let us see the external structure of the silkworm. In figure, we can see the external structure of the silkworm. Since it falls under the phylum Arthropoda, it consists of head, thorax, and abdomen. If we observe its external structure, we can see it's creamy white in color. Now, we need to know what are the different kinds of silkworm reared in Nepal. We can see there are two different kinds of silkworm reared in Nepal. They are airy silkworm and seri silkworm. The scientific name of airy silkworm is Attacus richini, which feeds on the castor leaves. Similarly, the scientific name of seri silkworm is Bombax mori, and it feeds on mulberry leaves. Now, the characteristics of the silkworm. Silkworm are unisexual insects. That means it can be distinguished into male and female. Female moths are larger than males. The external appearance, that is, the female silkworm is larger than the males. They reproduce by internal fertilization. That means the fusion of male and female gametes take place inside the mother's womb or the female's body. Male dies after mating, whereas female are oviparous and lay eggs. That means after the mating or the reproduction process, the male silkworm dies, whereas female lays eggs, and its life cycle completes in 45 days. Life cycle of silkworm. The life cycle of silkworm has 4 phases. Similarly, if we see all insects, its life cycle will be completed in 4 stages. They are egg, larva, pupa, and adult. We can see the figure which represents the life cycle of the silkworm. This is the adult silkworm. After mating with the male, or if after the reproduction process between male and female, the female silk moth lay eggs. This is the first stage, egg. Later on we will discuss about each stage in brief. After the egg stage, it goes into the second stage, that is larva stage. And on larva stage, there occurs 5 molting. That means molt take place 5 times. After the hatching from the egg, there are first molt take place, similarly second molt, third molt, fourth molt, and fifth molt. What different changes occur in these 5 molts we will discuss later, and it converts into pupa stage and it converts into adult. Again, adult will take part in reproduction and eggs will be formed. Let us go through egg. This is the general diagram which represents the life cycle of silkworm. Eggs. Female silkworm lays 300 to 500 eggs in clusters, that means in a group, which are stick to the leaves. We can see here is a eggs on the mulberry leaves. It is whitish, small pin head sized in the beginning and later into grey. That means just after the production of the eggs, it will be white in color and later it converts into grey color. They are stored in cold places to avoid hatching when mulberry leaves are not available. That means if we do not get food, or if you do not get mulberry leaves, they are stored in the cold places. The larvae emerge out from eggs within 10 to 12 days. That means after the production of eggs, after 10 to 12 days, it converts into larva. Now let's see the eggs convert into larva stage. In larva stage, it passes through 5 stages, that means called 5 instars. In first instar, that is first molting, what happens? Larva comes out from the egg, that is grey in color, and it feeds on the mulberry leaves for 4 to 5 days. Molting occurs 4 times at 6th, 12th, 18th and 26th days. In 5th instar, silk glands are developed and secrete sticky fluid which becomes hard and fine thread when comes in contact with air. That means in the 5th instar, we get the cocoon. The larva gets enclosed in a fine thread which forms a case around a body called cocoon. That means very important question, what is cocoon? Or in which stage of life cycle of silkworm do we get cocoon? Then we get the answer in the 5th instar of larva stage. The silkworm is covered with a fine thread which is known as cocoon, and the stage completes in 25 to 32 days. Let us go to the pupa stage. In pupa stage, it is a very inactive stage where the body is covered by cocoon. That means in larva stage, cocoon is produced and the silk moth is covered by a cocoon. And this stage is complete in 12 to 14 days. We obtain the silk thread or the silk fiber from the cocoon by keeping the cocoon in the boiling water. Or similarly, in sericulture, that is the cultivation or the rearing of the silkworm, it is also used in oven to destroy the glue of the cocoon. Let us discuss about the last stage or the 4th stage, that is adult. After pupa stage, it changes into adult stage, breaking the cocoon. That means from those cocoon, if we get the silk thread, that will die, but some of the silkworms converted into adult stage immediately after breaking the cocoon. It dries its wings and fly after few hours. Within few hours, it will be ready to fly. After it starts flying or after it reaches to the adult stage, it survives. That means silk moth or the silkworm survive for 5 to 7 days. And again, the mating takes place between male and female after the maturity, and female lay eggs, whereas male dies immediately after mating. Now, what are the economic importance of silk? First of all, we need to know the silk is produced from thread of cocoons, that is in the stage 5th stage of larva. It is used in making clothes, string, etc. Silk garments are light in weight and warmer. It helps to improve the economic condition of the country or the individual. What are the characteristics of the silk? Why silk is used? We need to know the clothes prepared from silk are very strong, they are soft, durable and shiny. They are very elastic in nature, and the clothes or the silk does not decay easily. So in this way, having these characteristics, silk have very high or expensive in the market. So all the people favor to use the clothes prepared from silk. Thank you everyone. In next session we will discuss about honeybee.